for joining us tonight on February the 12th, 2018, and I have my youngest baby in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Don't you just love that, son, baby? Can you see how big my baby is?
Yeah, all babies.
We're working this side of the kitchen, and it's been ever so difficult to try and sort the cameras out because Ryan has to use the hob, and then we've got the extractor, and of course Ryan, how tall are you, Ryan? 6'3". So he's really tall. So I even put some heels on to try and grab some height. So this is my baby. He is going to be making a crepe cake because it's Shrove Tuesday tomorrow, and we have made one already. Do you want to go over here, John? So we've made one already. Now you can Ryan's actually going to show one with all the layers showing on the outside. And this one is covered up because it's the rustic look, because Mum interfered today and mucked it up and poured drip icing sugar all over it, and it all poured off. So we had to make it look really pretty. So so I have done the rustic look there. So as you know, rustic is the way forward. And this is made with Turkish, you know what we used here?
Yeah, Turkish delight.
No, raspberry ripple. Turkish delights in the fondants. So, sorry, raspberry ripple flavouring. So, sorry, we're over here. So, we've made it with raspberry ripple flavouring, okay? And then we put fruits of the forest on, I suppose. I don't know, strawberries, blueberries, cherries we put on there. And then Ryan is actually going to make another one with using orange because orange is in season.
Yeah, orange is in season. So, yeah, basically we're going to use oranges. Had a little funny one with my mum today. She said, why don't we just use this flavour? I said, because oranges are in season, Mum, and I'm a professional.
And I said, they're not, because I could buy them at Marks and Spencer's.
There you go. So yeah, we're going to do another crepe layer cake, and we're gonna layer it up. We're gonna put some orange zest in there, and then we're gonna top it with a little bit of mint, cardamom syrup, and some blood oranges because they're really seasonal. All my chef friends will be happy. Mum will learn something, and hopefully you guys will as well. So.
Mum will learn something and forget it as fast as she's learned it. So anyhow, my diet has gone AWOL because we've just ate everything, haven't we, today, Maria? We have ate crepes.
I'll get blamed for that.
We've ate crepes, we've ate fondant. Ryan, being a chef, has cooked lunch, he's cooked dinner. It's been crazy. So what I'm actually going to do is hand you over to Ryan now. He's done lots of lives and he's done lots of videos as well, but this is the first time in the kitchen. He's not sure which camera he's on, so we're going to have to help him. And I'm his little Joey today, I'm his sous chef, so I'm the one who's going to be running around, and you'll see me in the background quickly washing things up and putting things out the way for him. So I'm going to hand you over to you, and you can tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'll hold you to that, Mum.
Shall we say hello to a few people?
Yeah.
Sure.
Audience is building nicely. We've got over 100 people.
Wow.
Plenty of regulars. Sorry if we miss anyone because the feed is running quite quickly. We've got Stacey Sedgwick, Christina Lennon, Marlon Heel, Doreen Griffin, Vanessa Clotty, Joe Richards, Rosanna Stafford,
Hey, Rosie.
Karen Naylor, Antra Lejnis, Susan Turrell, Teresa Green, Joe Fitchett.
Wow.
Nancy Craig, Kelda Spire, so lots and lots of people. So apologies if we don't read out your name because the feed is really going past pretty quickly. And we're now up to 107 viewers.
Oh, wow. And it will get bigger as we go along. Yeah. So enjoy yourself, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so anyway, I'd just like to say thank you to my mum, John, and the extended Sugar and Crumbs team. Thank you for having me. I think I've been booked in twice and cancelled, but I'm here now and that's all that matters. So yeah, for those of you that are in the UK, you'll know what Shrove Tuesday is, and you'll know that that's tomorrow, and the day after is Valentine's Day. So coincidentally, actually, we've come up with a couple of recipes that we're going to do. One is a crepe layer cake. I'm a professional chef, so don't hold it against me if you see any mistakes. It's my day off today.
Don't worry, Ren, they love mistakes.
Exactly. So
they love nothing more than you mucking it up and putting it right.
So very, very on trend at the minute is crepe cakes, crepe layer cakes. You can go. I see one once in Spain, 1,000 layers, but we're not going to get that difficult today. We generally see nice kind of like 9 to 16 layer cake. Look really good at dinner parties, really good on Sunday. You know, something a little bit different and not too scary as well, which we're going to go through. We're going to have a look at the build. I'm going to start off step by step, go through, maybe give you a few skills. So if you see anything I do, what you haven't seen before, or you want to know why I'm doing something, do just ping a message in and I will try and answer it as clearly as possible. So I think I'll start anyway with the crepe layer cake by just going through a few of my ingredients. So I'll just pop this over to my junior sous chef, Mum, over there.
There you go.
She's done a fantastic job, thank you. So firstly, you can see a few of my ingredients. Now, as you can see, I prepared some of the crepes because they take quite a lot of time. Also, for the crepe base, we've got some all-purpose flour. So just general fine flour. You can use something really fine, which I like to. Professional chefs, we like to use a fine grade as it gives a nice smooth finish into mixes. Usually a pasta flour or a nice big strong bread flour, so you can get some nice strength in your crepes, especially if you're doing them very thin. We've got some free-range eggs, all about nice fresh eggs. Very important for me where they come from. They're good eggs. Good eggs make me happy. The happy cake makes everyone happy.
Absolutely.
So, some more ingredients here just to go through. Me being all chefy, just to get to my mum a little bit. So these oranges, you can see, they're absolutely stunning.
They're amazing.
These are Ippolito oranges. These are Spanish, but the Italian blood orange Spanish season is in full flow, and that is why I've chose to use those.
There you go, Maria. Maria.
There you go, just for
she
you,
knows what
Maria.
you're talking about.
So we've also got here, we've got some toasted cardamom pods. I put those in the oven for 3 to 4 minutes, just toasted them. The reason we do that is to just reactivate. These spices may have been sat for a couple of months. Reactivate the oils, get the flavour really nice and intense, nice and strong, and it's going to kind of like add to the whole finished flavour. We've got some vanilla bean paste here. I couldn't actually get vanilla pods, but this would be my go-to. I've always got it in my cupboard. Vanilla pods straight up, but however, this is great quality.
I'm just watching you shake your hands about Ryan.
Yeah.
The people watching are like that.
Yeah, and some fresh mint here as well. So what you see here, this is going to be for the syrup for the finish of the cake, the eggs, the flour, and I didn't show you, we've just got some nice organic milk here, just nice fresh milk. So maybe we can get started. Just going to move these crepes out of the way.
Yep.
So I was telling you about these lovely blood oranges. I don't know if you can see there in the pan. So this is some that I prepared earlier. So we've got some mint in there. We're going to start by making a syrup straight away. We're going to prep the oranges. We're going to reduce the syrup, put the pods in there. We're going to reduce the sugar, the water, and then we are going to just sit the oranges in and let them macerate. These are great if you do them the day before. They'll keep on taking flavour. However, from half an hour, just sat there marinated, to 24 hours, they'll be good. Longer the better though, so if you get the chance, do make them the day before. So let's get started. First things first, get these lovely oranges. Let's grab a pan over here. So we're going to make our syrup first, as I said. So sugar.
Don't worry about Ryan. If you see me and John doing funny faces, it's because we're trying to work out which camera to go on.
I'm just trying to work
I
out
know.
what you're doing, yeah.
So don't worry about us, just totally
Yeah.
ignore me and John. We're just trying to get the best view for everybody. And
We're not quite sure what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
that camera over there, John, needs moving.
Okay guys, so
Who's using this?
I've just put about 200 ml of water in there. We've put some icing sugar in there. Orange zest is the flavour. And now we're going to add to that, we're going to add the toasted cardamom pods. We'll just pop those in there. And also, I was talking about the vanilla. We're just going to add about 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, excuse me. Just going to pop that in there. And this is going to be the marinade, if you like. In the trade, we call these sweet marinades, or we call them sweet pickles, because you've got the oranges in there, and these are great for just finishing cakes. Nice alternative. Still use the sugar of your choice in there as well, whether it has a flavour, your favourite flavour, and you can easily change the citrus. Keep the sugar the same. You can change the cardamom for something like cinnamon. You could maybe do limes in there. You could put some apples in there and just let them cool in the liquor. And you get some great alternative marinated fruit for your cake if you just want to lighten it up a little bit. So while that's just reducing, let's start prepping these.
Can I just ask you a question,
oranges.
Ryan?
Yeah, you can.
Somebody just said, I hope cardamom isn't a must, because they don't like them.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I think it can be overused sometimes, but I think with these oranges, a really sweet, fragrant orange with cinnamon Just adds a little bit of spice and really nice aromat, so that'd be a great alternative.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They can see John in the window, so they're having a laugh about that.
The big reveal.
So they're going, evening John, caught a glimpse of you. Then they're going, that's why I switched cameras.
I was actually saying that I was going to pull John on camera tonight, guys, so if you want to see John on camera, just let me know and we'll pull him on. So as you can see, just really, really taking care of... can you see these oranges?
Wait a minute. We're just seeing you over there, cut them, yeah?
Okay, so the oranges, as you can see, it's taking care when cutting them to get rid of all the pith. Most of you may know, but if you don't know, the pith is quite bitter on an orange, unless you're going to stew it for a long time. You kind of want to get rid of all that. So if you can see there, just nicely remove all of the bitter white bits. Just a little bit more there. Just do the same with the second one. This lovely exterior as well is unwaxed usually as well. It's quite a short season orange. We generally see a lot of wax on citruses to give them a longer shelf life. But these are great. So you get this, you can use the zest on here for brownies, cookies. You can even zest, and you can actually infuse water and loads of different things. So don't just throw it away. If you're wondering what to do with all this lovely, beautiful red orange skin, there is a few ideas there for you.
Ryan, they want to know what you think. Is that okay, John? Can you see what's going on
What do
there?
I think? But that's quite a big question.
They
in
want to
general.
know what do you think, yeah.
What do I think of today? Well, it's Monday.
Let me just say, John, can you see what's going on there now?
It needs to be turned a lot bit more.
This way?
Yes, that's it.
Right. We want to see what you're doing because at the moment we can only really see Maria.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
too far away.
Sure.
So there's nothing Maria can do. So they want to know what you think of the pink utensils we've got you, Ryan.
It depends what kind of answer you want there, really.
They're saying you must be impressed because you're using them, but you had no choice.
Yeah. Well, I actually turned up today, guys. Yesterday. And my mum said, "Oh, I've got some lovely things to use tomorrow night." I was really excited, and then I seen the pink utensils.
I got you a nice crepe pen.
You did. You got me a beautiful pen, actually. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're okay. Mum's still here, so I'll wait until she's gone before I give you my real answer. But for the meantime, they're absolutely beautiful, Mum. Thank you for them. So as you can see, the flesh inside these oranges is absolutely stunning. And believe me, I'm cutting them now, and they just smell so delicious. So much more vibrant as well, and so much more intense than usual oranges, because the season right now, I don't know if you know, is actually, you see all the tangerines, nardapots and clementines at Christmas, but the true season starts then. They don't actually get good until the end of the season, which is February, March. So do go out, get the citruses now. They're absolutely at their peak. And I know I'm eating a lot of those, and my wife is as well. So we're enjoying those. I'm just going to wash my hands real quick.
So when you come back round, just remind everybody what it is that you're making tonight. You're making 2 ingredients.
Yeah, so I'm making 2 recipes. The first one is in the UK. If you're not from the UK, it's Pancake Day tomorrow. We've changed the name because it's actually crepes that we make, but in the UK we call them pancakes, and we just eat pancakes with whatever we can. Don't really know the tradition there, but it's something that I enjoyed as a child. And that's tomorrow, and that's the reason why I thought it would be nice to do a crepe cake. So we're doing that again with some oranges and some mint and cardamom, just to add some seasonality to the recipe. And then the day after tomorrow, which will be Wednesday the 14th, is Valentine's Day.
Right, well let me just tell you, somebody's just come home flew home from Rome this morning.
Oh wow.
And they had those oranges for their breakfast.
Wow.
But Elaine Lawton says the oranges look so good, where can you buy them here? And Teresa Jane says, where can you buy them? Because they are beautiful. I've never seen them before. Where can they buy them?
So, I don't know how much I'm meant to say in terms of where you can get them.
You can say anywhere you want.
That's good, okay.
Listen, we don't get paid for anything here, so if they
There we
get
go.
free advertising, they
So
get free advertising.
there's loads of great supermarkets in England, but Waitrose is fantastic. That's where these ones came from. But there's other amazing places we could get these oranges. Yeah, I'm from London, so I'm quite spoiled in terms of I find there's a little bit more variety. I think because there's a little bit more mixed culture, there's a little bit more on offer in the capital.
They all want to know where I've been hiding you, Ryan.
Oh yeah?
This is enough to make you blush, isn't it?
Wow.
Where have you been hiding him?
Stop it, guys.
And John's mum's watching now.
John's mum. Hi,
Hello,
John's mum, how are
Dorothy.
you? Hi, Dorothy. Okay, so let's get back on track. I'm getting hot in here actually. My wife's watching, guys.
Yes, his wife's watching.
So basically,
With baby on the way.
toasted the cardamom. We've got the oranges in there and the syrup, and it's just reduced just by half. So as you can see, it's just kind of thickened up a little bit of sugar. We want to get 3 or 4 sprigs of mint in there. And again, this is mint and oranges. I mean, it's not a natural thing that you would come to think of, but it works so well. I absolutely love it. So as you can see there, and we're just going to let that sit. And like I said, you could make this the day before, and it would be absolutely electric. But we made ours this afternoon, and we were tasting it, and as you can see, the colour has just changed. It's got a lovely kind of blood colour. And the reason we put the oranges in at the end is so that you know, we don't destroy the membranes of the orange, and it stays together, and you haven't got kind of like some kind of wet sponges on your cake, but still holding their own. Lots of juice in, but they've given enough to give us a nice rich syrup. I think that's enough. So, second thing we're going to do is we're going to make some of the crepes. So now we've got the syrup, that's for the finish of the cake. Now we're going to make crepes. I've got a very simple recipe. It's a recipe that I've been using for years. And we're going to start with the flour, which I believe is 110 grams.
You're doing half a recipe now.
Yeah, that's true. So our layered cake that we made today, we got 12.
Yeah, we got 12, and the second batch you got 16, did you not get?
Yeah, we got 16, that's just because I got a little bit more confident.
Change cameras. We got 16. So what we're doing now, guys, is actually we've done one cake, which we've already put the fruits on, and we're going to cut that and show you that. Ryan then made a second batch, so because the crepes have to be cool before you can put them together. Yeah? So what he's going to quickly do now, he's made a half batch, but the recipe is on the website. It's linked to the top, is it, Maria? You've linked both recipes? So both recipes we're making tonight is linked to our Facebook Live. Okay, and Ryan's just going to do a half mix, put it together and show you how to make the crepes. So I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Wendy Ann's Preston's son. He's watching tonight. Hi Jay.
Hi Jay.
Jay wants to be a chef, so he is leaving school and going to catering college, Ryan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good. Did you say Jay?
Jay.
Jay, keep cooking, mate.
Jay Marriott.
Jay Marriott, yeah, keep your head down, mate. It's worth it. It pays good dividends. It's like it's a really good time to be cooking, but you just remember it's a lot of hard work.
Well, you started from pot washer and you're now head chef.
Yeah, I think that's
executive head chef, aren't you? No head chef.
I don't know how old you are, but if you get the opportunity to get in the kitchen at any level, I'm quite thankful that I got in at such a low level, because I'm actually head chef of one of the UK leading event companies right now, and you know, it's good to have that respect working up. It's like any job, I've kind of worked from the bottom and only feel I'm just at the beginning of my career now. So yeah, Jay, keep your head down. It'll definitely pay off if you put the work in. Okay.
And your mum's had to save you from a few chefs throwing their pans at you and knives at you.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Yeah.
No names mentioned. We came out the other side then, that's all that matters anymore. Okay, so I'm just melting some butter here, and it's a little bit controversial because I'm a chef, so kitchen gold, but we call it in the industry, or butter, as you may well know it. This pan's getting a little bit too hot here. I like to just brush a little bit of butter before I put the batter in. You can use sprays, you can use oil sprays, you can use neutral oil if you have any dietary needs. Yeah, of course you can use something else, but my preferred choice would be butter. So yeah, you just want to melt it. Be careful not to brown it. You can see there's still a little bit of butter solid in there. You just need to get it to melt down a little bit. So now we can get on with the mix. So
I'm just giving John hand signals to make sure he's on. But I forget I'm watching on the phone with the questions and we're 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, I thought you were my sous chef anyway. Why am I getting everything?
Yeah.
Well,
And director of cameras as well.
yeah, this is the only time, guys, I get to boss my mum around, so I'm going to take full advantage. So if you think I'm being a little bit cheeky, just realise this will be the first and potentially the last time. So, I don't know if you can see from here.
Jay says thank you.
Jay, you're very welcome. So the butter, we've got 110 gram butter, flour.
Barry Rostron is watching from Formby, our friend.
Hi Barry.
He loves your cooking.
Oh yeah? Been one of my guinea pigs many times, but still alive. It's good to see after eating my food. So anyway, so we've got 110 grams of all-purpose flour in there, and now we're going to add the eggs. So we've got 2 large
And just
eggs
so
in
you
there.
know, all-purpose flour is plain flour.
Yeah, plain flour. And like I said, as a chef, I use the finest flour possible. It will always add to the finished product on your palate. So the finer the flour, the better quality the flour. Whether it be pasta, batter mix, it will always give a silkier finish on the palate. Nice little chefy tip. So into the mixer that goes, and the reason I put the eggs in now is because there's a little bit of liquid, and we're just going to bring that together with the flour into a paste, and the reason we do that is to minimise lumps. Don't hold me to it if you see one. So we'll just pop that in there. We believe we need a little bit of salt. That will be pepper. That will be absolutely tragic, so we won't use that. So yeah, we're talking about, in this half recipe, it's 1/4 teaspoon.
Yeah.
So I would say, I know it's about 4 twists. But 1/4 teaspoon, if you've got a teaspoon, do weigh it out. The reason we put salt in this, even though it's a sweet recipe, in the industry as well, I know people referring to that, and it's probably nice to give a few tips. People who like salt, I would put it in cake. Salt is an enhancer, it's not a flavour. It's used throughout bread, it's used with cake, I mean not just salty caramel, but throughout baking in the industry, salt is regularly used, so it might be a game changer for you. Get using a little bit of salt, not too much so. So
They all think you're the double of me around.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I talk a lot. We both
lucky.
talk a lot, I can say that much. I got told one thing, it was like, just don't talk too much, just cook, so if I do, you'll have to let me know. But back to the recipe, we have got in here, we've got our paste now forming. We don't want to be careful not to overmix that, because the proteins in the flour, if you beat it too much, you'll get a pancake. So just enough to bring the egg and flour together and to check that there's no lumps. And now we're going to incorporate the milk into a smooth batter. So just a little bit at first. Just bring the speed up a little bit. It's really strange to know, guys, because I work day to day with people that are very, very highly skilled, and you say one thing, it's like a conveyor belt of knowledge. So if I do move a little bit too fast, I'm not quite clear, do this like John know on the feed, and I'll try and go back and be a bit clearer. I was saying to my mum today, like, what order do you want to do it in? It's so strange for me to document or go back to almost like writing things down, because I do things so naturally.
Are we putting you off, Ryan?
No? Fine. What are you doing?
No, I'm just wondering, because when I'm watching, when I'm doing Facebook Live, or we've got a guest on, when John and Maria are looking around and giving each other eye contact, it puts you off.
No,
and I realise John and I do exactly the same.
I've got a potential superstar chef watching, I've got a watching tonight, so I've got to make sure I look all calm and confident, haven't I?
There we go then, Ryan. So, in your experience now, you've been cooking, you started as a kitchen porter.
Yeah.
Okay. Followed the chain and ran around with a local golf club.
Yeah.
Washing the pots, right there. And he showed you how to make burgers and chips. How exciting was that? Remember those days?
He taught me a lot of things I want to forget. But yeah, lovely guy. For me, it was the opportunity that he gave me that was probably something that was most commendable.
And do you want to tell them how you've moved up and how many people you cook for now?
Yeah, we can do. I've cooked in London now for 11 years.
Yeah.
About 11 years, so I made a choice to, let me just stop this 1 minute, because like I said, we don't want to overwork that batter. But yeah, I've been cooking now for about 15 years, professionally. Way I opened that, you wouldn't think professionally, but still. For about 11 years now, and yeah, worked with some cool people, worked with some really big name chefs. I'm sure if you picked 5 chefs that you know off the TV, a couple would come up. But I'd maybe rather not mention who.
No, you should. You worked with Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver.
Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay. I've done a couple of competitions representing my country.
MasterChef.
MasterChef, I was a finalist on the 2nd series of the professionals. It all
And
sounds so good when you reel it
no,
off
it
there,
does
doesn't
go.
it?
But tell them you won that one on the Seine. Where was that one that you won in
so
France?
I went and represented Jamie Oliver and England. Be coming up to nearly 10 years in August, I think. So John and my mum, my family came over. went just for experience.
Gastronomy on the same.
Gastronomy by CN, Young Chef of the Year, and yeah, it was just for experience. And yeah, I just remember them reading out I thought I'd come third because they'd read out this girl that was really good. She went up, she got an award, and then this guy. Then I got a really loud cheer, and yeah, it turned out they had read the results out in French, and I had won. So great experience.
We
and
all
Jay,
stood there and had no idea you'd won, did we?
yeah, exactly. So Jay, there's a story for you. You know, it was a bit of a fluke in my eyes, but yeah, something obviously paid off for me on the day. But yeah, currently working as a head chef at a London event company.
They say you don't look old enough, Ryan.
Oh yeah.
You look young like your mother.
Someone told me the other day, someone on my Instagram sent me a message saying, you just don't have a chef face. So I don't know what a chef face looks like. I don't know what a lollipop man face looks like, or a farmer's face, but apparently I'm all chef, 100% chef. No worries there. Yeah, and currently working, doing a little bit of nutritional cooking for a very well-known boxer, which I'm very, very honoured to be doing. He's current Super WBA, IBO World Champion, Anthony Joshua. So I'm doing some fun I'm doing some fun things with his diet at the minute, and just great to be supporting the whole kind of thing, really. Big things ahead for him, and it's good to be part of it. So we're going to get back to the recipe anyway. As you can see, I just tested this pan here. You want an absolutely smoking pan, but I do believe this is a little bit hot, so I'm just going to cool it down under a little bit of cold water. So, feels like there's something bad happening, don't worry. Cooling that pan down.
Why do you have to cool the pan down?
Well, basically, I've got this rule, guys, and it's you always mess your first crepe up. But it is a little bit of an excuse. But the reason you often see even professionals and anyone mess the first crepe up is because the pan's either too cold or too hot. And I know from experience that was too hot. I put a little bit of butter on it, it turned black straight away. So that tells me that it's too hot. You want a clear blue smoke coming off the pan, but I've left it a little bit too long. So
I just thought you were going to need a plate out the drawer to put them on.
we will indeed. So I'll grab one of those, and we will get making some crepes. We got a jug. Mum.
A jug.
You know what? I'm going to say you need to get a bit better if you're going to be Master Chef. Come on, where is all my equipment? Don't make me start throwing stuff around.
Jug or do you want a plastic
Okay.
jug? Is there any down there?
Yeah, we've got one here. So we're just going to put that in a mix. I don't know if you can see that. It does look quite loose, but remember we're making crepes. We're not making Yorkshire puddings or toad in the old or some cake batter. It should be the consistency of single cream.
They do want to know if you're going to write any cookery books, but you do have your own website, don't you, Ryan?
I do have a website.
Do you still have recipes on it?
No, I don't.
Because you had a website with all recipes on.
So, nice little sizzle there, tells me it's nice and hot. And then, so, is he going to mess the first one up? So, nice thin crepe. You don't want them too thin, otherwise you're going to be making about 70 layers, unless that's what you want.
And I've been sacked, they like watching you.
Oh yeah? Am I coming back?
I've just been told I've been sacked.
Nice. I got told my other brother was coming on the other day.
Yeah, we're trying to get your big brother on.
Maybe we should do like a little collabo.
Yeah.
Big brother, little brother and mum. And that'll be your sous chef.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we've got a crepe here, and like I said, you don't want to make them too thin. I can make them super thin so you can hardly pick them up. It gets dangerous, they can break easy, and I think for this cake, the showstopper part of the cake is when you cut into it, which we'll show you at the end, is where you get the layers. You don't want too much cream, and you just want nice equal layers, a couple of millimetres, and then a crepe, and so forth and so forth. When you cut into it, it looks quite striking, so don't trouble yourself wondering if this is the big bit, isn't it? This is where we do the flip.
Is it? Are you going to do it? Otherwise, I'll have to get me
This is the big flip.
I'm going to have to get me big pink spatula out.
Oh, there we go. Imagine if that went wrong. Wow. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one. I'm going to make one more for you as well, just to show you. That was probably about 30, 40 seconds, would you say? And I don't know if you can see the heat here, but it's quite a moderate heat.
Someone just agrees with you. It is right to throw the first one away while you sort your pan out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can get it right. This one has turned out, you have to excuse that mark as well, it's just a little bit of metal oxidization or something. My hands are not dirty. But Yeah, sometimes it can be fine, but don't worry if you have to throw your first one away. Don't start panicking. Is the batter right? Is something wrong with the pan? It'll just be a temperature thing. Too cold, it won't set, and too hot, it'll burn.
Good.
So,
We've
yeah.
got another proud mum here, Helen Brown. Her son is a chef as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
So-
her daughter is just been promoted to supervisor front of house, and her partner is a chef.
Oh wow,
So
well
very
done,
proud.
congratulations. So basically here we've got the pancake, so we've cooked it for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, can't quite remember, and then on the other side just for about 20 seconds and the first step is done.
So, Ryan, they're asking you may well be a chef, but can you use a nifty nozzle? You've never had one, you've never used one, have you?
No, this is really bad, guys, because my mum has given me a few, and you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go away and give my mum an alternative by using them at work for something that maybe she wouldn't have thought of. And we did try a few things, a few mousses and stuff, which they do work with.
But they work with it, do they?
Yeah, they work with like bavoirs, mousses, and stuff on salads. Yeah, when we get quite technical on some places, we have some bespoke menus and we really have to bring the formality of the plate up kind of to a Michelin star kind of level. Yeah, they're good for things like that and they do work, they're great.
Oh.
However, you've got to be quite creative with them. So yeah,
I'll come down and show
sounds
you
really
how
bad,
to use
doesn't it?
them.
Not endorsing the family's products.
We've got another head chef here. Gaynor George's son's a head chef.
Fantastic. I feel like the pressure is slowly building up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so like I said, guys, I was just going to show you another crepe. That's why we were talking through. So we've got two crepes. Kind of showing that skill now. Just to bring you back, we've got the oranges with the mint. This is going to be for the finish of the cake. And I think what we will do is we will now go to the build. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start the build of the cake, and then I'm actually going to leave it in the hands of my very well trained and feel very sure it's like
I need to make the cream first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There might be to make the cream first. So
The
yeah.
nerves got to you, Ryan, you forgot to make the cream.
I just feel like you're picking on me now, Mum, to be honest. I feel
Well, I was just
really
thinking,
trying to show me off.
use that-
Ever since
right,
the comment of you
use
being
that
done
glass
off
bowl
the
so
show.
we can see.
What's that, sorry?
Use the glass bowl so we can see
The last bowl, yeah.
Super. Right, Deb, where can you get the crepe pan? If you message me, I'll give you the link on Amazon. I bought it last week. I don't know the make actually, but Brian does say it's actually a very good pan. I bought a T-felt one and I bought this one, but I can't remember the name on it, and it's not actually on the pan. So
Beautiful pan that it is. And it's worth getting a crepe pan that's meant for the job, because this absolutely weighs a ton and it's great for flipping. And nothing to do with me or skills at all. It was all the pan, so go out and get one. But no, because it's heavy.
If you message me after, I'll pop the link on.
You need a heavy base pan, and that's going to hold some real good heat, steady heat, to give you that nice colour in as well. So a thin pan probably won't do the same. So let's pop that over there to cool down. Mum, I can't seem to get this in here.
Okay, no worries. I'll put it on for you.
It's getting a little bit technical, guys.
One second. Okay.
I think you stitched me up there a little bit, to be honest.
With the
You knew I was doing well, and you want me to fall, didn't you?
to be fair, I can never get these glass pans on myself. There we go. Oh, right, your spoon going to get hot in there. Should we move that?
That's fine, we're finished with that now.
So which camera are we on here, John?
The
Have I
one
this
there.
one? So guys, while me and Ryan have been in the kitchen today, it has been fun and games, because he's had me go, well, why are you doing it like that? But why? Why, Ryan? Why are you not doing so many layers? I've actually drove him mad. It's a wonder he's not got in his car and gone home. I've drove him crazy.
Sure.
But amongst this, I got the whip out from my KitchenAid and the whisk part. And I just want to tell you this, because I don't know how many of you are as silly as me, but I put these in the dishwasher. And then I go mad because I end up getting black all over my hands. Does any of you do that? So my hands are always black, and sometimes you can't get the black off your fingers. So Ryan said to me, Mum, what have you done with your whisks? Have you put them in the dishwasher? And I said, yeah. So he said, listen, you need to stop using either bin them or Google and see if you can get them right. So we had a little Google this afternoon, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So we had to put a big giant pan on the hob there, of water, get it to boiling point, half a bottle of white vinegar in there, and then boil these bad boys inside. Just pass me that one, John. So sit these in the pan, and this one's not quite cleaned up. You can see it's cleaned up there and not there. We needed the kitchen. And boil these for about 20 minutes. Take them out, rinse them underwater, and it takes off that odorization, is it called?
Yeah, oxidization, and you really don't want that on there because what it is, it's a reaction from the metal. As you can see, a little bit came off before on my finger. You don't want that in your food. It's not a good thing. So yeah, take the tip, and if you've got that going on, then I would definitely.
So I learned something today, and I will say clean them, but it does say give it one go first and then do it again afterwards. So later on I'm going to do these again or tomorrow and get them cleaned up, but there's a massive improvement. So if any of you have put your utensils in the dishwasher and you're not supposed to, we've got a way now of cleaning them up. So what do you need to do, Ryan? So the bowl's on.
Yeah.
You need a whisk.
If we could just, we just need to put the cream in there. Just need to put the cream in there, and we're just going to whip it up, and we're going to put some orange zest in there. I chose to use the orange zest today. I was given the option of a lot of flavours, but I thought it would go well. Just to, again, layer up those flavours of orange. We're finishing with mint, cardamom, blood orange on top, a little bit of the syrup, so I thought why not kind of give another flavour in there, and just to build up kind of a really unique finish to the layer cake. So the cream in there, we've got, is it 1200? We've got a litre?
1200 ml, yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to just grab the sugar for me, Mel, please?
Yeah.
So all of the cream in there, I think you can see there's quite a lot in there. And you're going to need it because don't get panicky if you get, guys, to the end of your crepe mix and say you've got 10, 12 crepes and you're thinking, wow, this is going to be definitely a crepe cake because it's going to be thin. The cream is essentially the main body, so yeah, do not panic.
So we're going to put 4 spoonfuls of that in there. So you can just guess the sugar that we're going to put in. I've just told Ryan to put 4 large spoonfuls in. So
Winging it.
They know I wing it all the time.
That's okay. I'm going to spend another couple of days with her. I'm going to sort her out and get her back on track, guys. Do not fear. Okay, so the sugar's in there, and we're going to put that down. Mum, you said something before. I find it really interesting because us professionals, we think we know everything, and we don't. My mum was saying that you shouldn't mix it too fast because it curdles. So we're going to do this for the next 24 hours.
I was wrong.
And
no, I was wrong on that. I was wrong. I realised. I thought that's what you're supposed to do. No, you mix it up, but not walk away from it.
yeah, that's it. Just don't answer like 6 times at the same time.
Yeah, don't forget.
Get distracted. So you can put it on nice and fast once it's going. Double cream does its job very, very well. And with the sugar in there, I find it really kind of like whips really quick as well. So we can put it up to full speed. I would start gradually as well so we don't end up with half the cream across the kitchen window. And you can use, I always tend to use cream that might have been sat out for an hour or 2. Room temperature cream does whip.
Is that single or double cream you're using?
This was double cream. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my generation. But I was never really brought into the whipping cream side of things. I don't really know how it's produced, but double cream for me is perfect for pretty much 75% of all my cooking use. Otherwise, 25% I'll then go into using kind of like cheeses, Philadelphia, etc. etc.
Ray, watch your film. You're up and down like that.
Yes, Maria. What's filming?
So far, she's got half a bowl, half of you.
Yeah. So the cream as well, being you've really stitched me up, haven't you? What's going on here?
I know. Sorry.
Okay, so the cream. What camera are we on? This one?
Yeah.
So the cream as well, you want it quite stiff. You've got to remember, this is going to be the backbone to your cake standing up. So although it would be luxurious to take it a little bit less than that, do just make sure you've got that kind of like real stiff peak in there. And as well, just make sure we're trying it, as we've winged it.
I'm trying to see if it tastes orange here.
It's a nice little spoon.
Does that taste good?
Yeah, no, it is good as well. And the orange is there.
You're not just saying that for your mum, are you?
No, I'm completely lying actually. It is like 6 more spoonfuls. No, it's perfect. And the reason is because you've got all that flavour going on top. You want to taste the crepes as well. I think if you put too much of the flavoured sugar in there, it's all you're going to taste. I think it's good just to have a nice little layer.
Good.
So guys, we're going to get on with building.
Yeah.
We're going to get on with building. I'm actually just going to put a pan of water on. I don't think you guys will be juggling both these recipes at once,
Yeah.
but I am, so I'm just putting a pan of water on for my next recipe.
Right, Ryan. So do you want to build this up on here? If I put that on there, can you build it on? Can you build it on there?
Yeah, we can build it here, I think.
Yeah. Are you going to build it straight onto this turntable? We sit it there.
Now, I don't know, I'm not a really big fan. I would like to build it on here and then lift it on there.
Would you? Or do you want to build it on here then?
Well, I've got a choice here, does it, guys? So,
Do you want to build it on here then?
we can. Just a little bit of a tip as well. My team, I see it all the time. There's a little bit of a saying. If you're mixing a salad, never serve it in the mixing bowl. Put it into a nice salad bowl, make all your mess and dress it and then put it in. I think that goes the same for cakes with me. So if I can make a mess on here, and then we will strategically and very dangerously
Put it on there.
place it on there and hope that it's
On mine, not so
a
straight
full cake
stand.
in the end, yeah. So here's the cream, guys, and we have got all our crepes that we made before. So the ones that I feel like I'm on Blue Peter there. It's one I prepared earlier, little from the bird Tracy Island. So yeah, we're just going to start, and it's quite self-explanatory really. Me and my mum had a little bit of banter
Just
before
watch your fingers, Marie.
on whether we should trim the cake.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit about visuals really. I think the aesthetics of a cake, a dish that I'm making are like a third of the finished product. But you know, some people like to be a little bit relaxed as well. Mum, no names mentioned. So.
No,
Good.
I was asking why was you going to trim it all off? But I have to say, Maria
What's
and
this?
John ate all the trimmings. What's that?
What
That's
is this?
for you, Ryan.
No, it's not.
We're not
be
allowed to
saying
use
that
your
Mum's
favourite
house.
word, rustic, today.
Ryan, put your spatulas on there.
Spatula. Do you have a step spatula for me?
An
I've got
offset
one here,
one.
actually. Yeah, an offset one. Wash.
Right, we've got a question here, Ryan.
Yes.
The last time I made a cheesecake, the
Yeah.
cream and cream cheese went from thick to thin again, and I had to rescue it with some gelatin. What went wrong?
The cream cheese went from thick
To
to
thin.
thin. I can only think why this would happen would be some heat, whether you put it in a warm bowl.
I was going
but
to
if
say,
that-
I've never heard that
yeah,
before.
if that wasn't the case, was there any citrus involved or anything you added, but you whipped it and it went from thick to thin? I haven't quite heard that one before. I wish you'd heard that stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that one before. But then you rescued it with gelatin. Was this for a cheesecake, John?
Yeah.
Okay. Need a spoon.
Spoons and drawers.
Sous chef. A lot to learn, Mum.
She sat
A
down.
lot to learn.
Pardon?
Sous chef sat
Sous
down.
chef is sat down.
Do you want me to read the messages?
Okay, so step palette knife, nice big thick layer. We just want to start building the base. And as well, it's important that we try and get it level as well, so do take a little bit of care. Do work with a lot of people that throw stuff together, and it does work for some things, but a little bit of attention to detail always pays off. A nice big flat base. And the start of our cake.
Just say what a tidy chef you are.
Oh yeah, cleanliness, guys.
A lot of people are surprised they can put the sugar in the cream, and it's really nice as well to put it in the double cream to flavour the cream. And it's lovely if you just want to put a couple of spoonfuls in your single cream as well for pouring over. That's great.
So be quite generous. Cream.
So Kieran says that he thought our cream was over whipped. It's not over whipped.
Yeah, Kieran, just as I said as well at the beginning, this is going to be the backbone.
It's not Kieran, Carrie Ann.
Carrie-Anne, sorry.
Yeah.
This is going to be the backbone to the cake. And if you're going to put this cake out for Sunday lunch, you want everybody to look at it for a good half an hour. It may not be a cake at all in half an hour if that cream isn't stable. So
Yeah.
I've took it to the highest peak that I would. Just, I don't know if you can see, are we on this camera?
True. Yeah.
So a good way to look at the cream is being over whipped. You will start to get a new texture that will start to look like there is a grain, or let's imagine you mixed a little bit of, I don't know if you know what cement looks like, but you start to get a bit of grain in plaster, and it's kind of like similar. and there's no grain in this. So I would say I was just on the edge, but very well spotted. But it is not over whipped. It's perfect for what you need it for. But again, it's personal preference, you know. If you would like to, if you'd like it a lot looser and you're going to eat it straight away, then there's absolutely no problem. It's your cake. And that would be lovely also.
Robert Allen thinks this is a fly swap, Ryan.
I think it's...
It's because your mum can't toss pancakes.
I think there is a perfect place for that. I think if we get a clear or black bag, we could place it in there and forget it ever happened. Pretty much. It's probably not my favourite thing. These ones, we'll probably live with this. This one, dangerous, but that one.
Jackie Eaton says she puts the sugars in her fillings, in her cream all the time, her fillings for her shoe pastry buns.
Oh wow. I do like shoe pastry bun. I'm actually working...
And Robert Allen uses it to fill his eclairs.
Beautiful.
Antra always puts the sugar in her cream as well. Really is nice, guys. Honestly, you want to try it. Do you know if you've just got a bowl of fruits in the summer, just a bowl of fruit and that cream goes over the top and you want to give it a little hint of flavour, really try orange zest or key lime. They're really very fresh.
So as you can see, guys, as well, we are actually leaving a little bit of a gap around there, and this is what me and my mum are actually having a little bit of a debate. Would you call it a gentle argument, Mum, or would you say it was a debate? I mean, we definitely didn't see eye to eye on it, and I can say that much. But as I was talking about the aesthetics, I like to not fill to the sides, make sure I get a solid kind of, I don't know if you can see on here, I kind of envision that is my finished cake, and all this is just a little bit of edge that we're going to lose. And it allows you to build the cake a little bit quicker. We should have this done in about 22 hours instead of 24. I'm joking, we'll be done pretty soon.
Janet and Brown says, don't be mean to my fly swap. So, just a question there. Helen Brown asked, Carol, did I see you the other day use flavoured icing sugar in a cake batter instead of caster sugar? You did, Helen. You can swap any recipe that you like from sugar to flavoured icing sugar if you wish. And we did use it in the cake mix. We made a strawberry one. What else have we made, Maria? We made a strawberry cake, pina colada cake, haven't we? Use the sugar. Yeah, use it in your pavlovas as well, your meringues.
So as you can see, we're probably about halfway on the cake already, and probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches tall. So you can get some height. You know what, guys, as well, it would be great if you do try this, and can you send some pictures in to you?
They do. To be fair, our followers do give these things a try, and they do send the pictures over, which we love sharing. So Ryan, do you want me to carry on with that while you get on with your fondants?
That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it,
okay.
Yeah.
So I try not to ruin it. I usually muck it up. I'm going to put John on questions now. So I'll carry on with the fondant. I'll carry on with these, and you can.
Thank you
do
very
your
much.
Fondants.
Okay. Are we back on this camera?
Yes.
Okay, so I put a pan of water on before. You want to put about 1 inch worth of water on. I don't know how big your pans are, but I've got a small saucepan here. It's probably about 1.5 litre in size. So about 1 inch deep at the bottom. And I'll just talk you through some of the ingredients. So the next recipe, just to give it a little bit of an introduction, is going to be based on something a little bit similar colour to this. But typical sugar and crumbs.
We're all pinky.
Yeah, we are all pink. But yeah, basically it's Valentine's Day, the day after tomorrow, so we thought we'd do something a little bit more themed. As well, you get a lot of people avoiding chocolate fondants. A little bit on trend, I've seen in a few restaurants already towards the end of last year, white chocolate fondant, so that's the base, what we're going to do. Yeah. We're going to add a little bit of colouring into the white chocolate fondant. And we're doing that in theme of Valentine's Day.
And just let me just correct you, Ryan. It's Pancake Day tomorrow, Tuesday, and it's Valentine's Day Wednesday.
Day after, of course.
And it's our birthday tomorrow. Sugar and Crumbs Facebook Live is 1 year old tomorrow, guys. Can you believe it? We've been doing this a year.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We've been going 1 year doing Facebook Lives. So that's John and I. Just started off with me every Monday evening. For about 4 months, I think it was, wasn't it, John? I think it was it July when we got our first guest?
June, I think.
June. Was that Karen Davis, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Where would be the best where would be the best camera to show some of these ingredients?
So I could come back over here again.
Okay, so I'm just
Here.
gonna introduce some of the ingredients for you guys. So in essence, just to refine what I said, big fan of chocolate fondants. White chocolate fondants really on trend right now. So we're gonna actually colour some white chocolate fondant. So we've got the luxury of the white chocolate in there, and we're gonna make it slightly pink. Could you call it a red velvet? Probably not, but it's a very, very pink liquid centre fondant, and we're going to serve that with some mascarpone, and we're going to flavour it because I'm absolutely obsessed with Turkish delight, so we're going to put some Turkish delight flavour in there.
It tasted nice.
Yeah, it did taste.
It's
A few eyebrows raised with that flavour, but I love it. I think as well you need to put a flavour in there that works. You could use cherry, you could use raspberry ripple, but I'm fascinated with the Turkish delight, so I'm going to use that. So to start the recipe, we've got a pan of boiling water with about 1 inch of water, just on a low simmer. And we've got some butter here, unsalted butter, and we've also got some white chocolate. Really, really important for me to use quality ingredients, and because that's said, I think it's important because if you use quality ingredients in the beginning, you know it's going to be quality right through to the end. If you use cheap white chocolate, you generally get a lot of added sugar in there, sometimes different fats, palm oils, etc., and fillers. So really, really important. I've used in the UK here, we've got green and blacks, really, really good quality. You pay a little bit extra for it, but it's worth every penny. So especially if you're going to have something as luxurious as this, I think it's really important. So in here, I'm going to put me on the spot now. I think we've got 100 grams of butter, and we've got 200 grams of white chocolate. We're going to pop that on first just to melt slowly. Very, very important that we have all our utensils clean as well, because white chocolate, you may know from baking, can seize very, very easily. So make sure we're using clean, dry spoons, clean bowls, otherwise your chocolate will split out very easily. And if it does split out, unfortunately it's game over. Unless anybody's got any ideas that I don't know, do let me know if you do. But yeah, if it splits, you've got to get rid of it. So we're going to melt that down. In the meantime, other ingredients that are going in, we've got condensed milk. I've brought a little tin here, just in case you're not in the UK and you don't know what it looks like. This camera, can you see on here? Yep, so basically condensed milk here. So it's just treated milk and sugar. It's great for ice cream, sorbets, etc. But for this recipe as well, it really does help the white chocolate stay nice and oozy in the middle. And really, that is the aim that we want. So it's a little bit safer to use this. Condensed milk, we've got 190 grams of that. We've got here 80 grams of all-purpose flour. Again, the same flour that I use for the crepes. And on top of that, we have got some of the orange zest as well. No, this isn't the orange zest, this is the Turkish delight, sorry. That's on top of there. We're going to sift that into a whipped egg mixture.
It's been confusing today, hasn't it? Because we've done raspberry ripple, crepe cake over there. Then we were setting up for an orange zest crepe cake here.
I think it might have actually been my sous chef just saying, I want 20 layers on the cake instead of 12. Can we do it with this flavour? Shall we do it with that? And I was thinking, why don't you just let me cook? So then
Ryan has been going mad because I wanted 20 layers.
We came to a little agreement at the end. So I'm going to start, don't know if you can see guys here, I'm going to start in the KitchenAid, and I've got one egg and 1 egg white. Now the reason for that, just to be clear again, it's 1 whole egg and then 1 extra egg white. The reason for that is we're just looking for a little bit of extra protein and elasticity to hold the sponge, which generally forms the crust of the fondant, and that's the reason behind it. Whereas the yolk just adds richness. So we're going to pop that in there, and we need to bring this just so it turns a little bit pale.
How much pepper shall I put in?
In here I put 4 tablespoons. And again, you can use any flavour, guys. You can use cherry. You could even do this recipe. I would be daring to say that you could still go with the white chocolate and use one of the chocolate orange flowers, just to kind of make it a little bit like a normal chocolate fondant. Look at this one, guys. I've made it a couple of times in the last few weeks. It's done really, really good. So we're just going to whip these until they go nice and pale. Should take about a minute or 2. Do let me know, guys, if you've got any more questions. I'll be very happy to help you out. In the meantime, we've had the oven on 3 heated. That's for 180 degrees. If my old school cooking knowledge is right, that's about 355 Fahrenheit. I don't know. Maybe. But, so basically, we've had the oven preheating on 180 for about 20 minutes, and also, John, can you see down here? I have just buttered some mould. How big would you say they were, Mum? Yeah. I don't know. I guess I would say they're Paul Hollywood ones. There's loads of amazing bakers out there, but obviously Paul's the best. That's why we've got his. But yeah, these are great. I use these in the industry as well. You could probably get double the amount by using, I don't know if you've seen the tall little, I think they're like blancmange jelly molds. I only really see two, this shape and the smaller shape, so if you know which ones I'm talking about, you can probably get 8 to 12 of those. So yeah, basically I've just had a little bit of the unsalted butter in here, and then I've just floured them, and they're going to hold our fondant whilst cooking. As you can see, I don't know if you can see in here. I don't know if you can see in here, we've got the nice pale eggs. Where are we, John? So I can just show the guys.
Yeah, we're on that, yeah.
Yep, so we've just got some nice pale eggs here. As you can see, they're not completely whipped, and we just want to get a little bit of air as we're putting a mechanical raising agent into these. There's no chemical raising agent, so no bicarb, no baking powder. We're purely reliant on mechanical getting air into the protein of the egg, and that's going to lift our sponge. So we're just looking for a half whip at the minute, as I would call it, nice and pale, and then we're going to make sure our chocolate and butter is melting nicely. I'm going to turn this off now, because again, white chocolate is praying it wants to play ball tonight. It is one of those ingredients in the kitchen that just does very strange things. By strange things, I mean just things you don't understand. So like I said, if the white chocolate does look like it's split, or it looks like something you've never seen before, definitely start again. Do not risk it, especially not on Valentine's Day, guys. So I'm quite happy with that now. You can see there's still a few solids in there of the butter. I'm actually gonna take it off.
Got a question from Stephanie saying we're going to put the recipe at the top of the page like we normally do. I think it's there already.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah.
Yep. It's definitely there.
Okay, so as you can see, it's still got a nice shine, and there's still little bits of the butter in there. That will melt now, but there's a lot of heat in that bowl, so just respecting that chocolate a little bit. And now back to the egg mix. And this, probably a few of you may be wondering, do we need to cool this chocolate? I'm going to bake these straight away, so I don't see no problem with the protein, especially the egg, as long as you put it in slow enough. And alternatively with the flour, we're bringing the temperature of the mix up slowly, and therefore not shocking it and curdling it, or any of the other kind of things that can happen, like splitting. So we're going to go in now with the condensed milk. We've got high speed onto this so that it mixes in. That's good. Sorry, it's blocking your view, guys. A nice little thread, and you'll see it will come down a little bit, but there'll be enough air in there. When I say come down, I mean the mix will lose a little bit of that air. There'll still be enough to rise. In we go. Making as much mess as I can because my sous chef is on cleaning juices today, and that is a fantastic thing for everyone, including me. Okay, so make as much mess as possible. So in with the condensed milk, and then now I'm going to fold the icing sugar that you can see here, and the flour, which I've just put sugar on top of the flour, alternatively with the chocolate. So I like to go a little bit like this. Just a little bit more. I probably want to do it in 3. Don't know what it is about that mythical number. Everything seems to be incorporated in 3s. I'm sure it's just made up, but I'm happy to go along because it works. A little bit of the chocolate mixture.
Any questions, John?
No, not at the moment, okay.
So again, as you can see, the batter is forming.
Christian Hines, your friend, is watching you, Ryan.
Hello Heinzie, how are you? Didn't quite tell Heinzie why I was coming up today. He said, oh, why are you up? I said, just helping my mum and John with something. So hello mate, all is revealed now. Hope you're learning.
They're just laughing that it's a good job you've not left me with the chocolate. Because if I put it in the microwave, I'd ruin it. They've seen me do it several times.
What? Chocolate in the microwave? I've seen it in a few recipes, you know. I'm a little bit old school. I was very, very lucky to go to catering college. They teach you all the basics. Because at the time, you're more interested in getting out on your break. You're going to get something to eat.
It's when you're making a ganache. In the microwave.
But yeah, some of the chefs that some of the chefs that I work with, we temper chocolate, make it nice and crisp and give it a good shine. There's loads of cool things you can do in the industry, but sometimes the basics are the only things that matter, you know. As you can see, we've just probably got one more incorporation of the flour after this.
Mabasha said, wouldn't condensed milk and sugar make it too much sweet?
Well, it all depends on personal preference, I think, there.
Yeah.
This is, after all, a very, very luxurious recipe. And I'm not even going to lie to you, I'm not actually a dessert man all the time. I do like a dessert. I've eaten this dessert 3 times in the last 3 weeks because I absolutely love it. But again, yeah, sweet tooth, maybe just every now and then a special treat. But I'm sure there's people out there who will absolutely love it. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. Personal preference, I think, man.
Your sister-in-law Rachel's watching now.
Sister-in-law Rachel. How are you, Rachel? Nice to see you tuned in. So we'll go with this last bit of incorporation of the flour and the sugar. We'll just help it through there. Get a little bit impatient sometimes, guys. So if you think he's doing it all wrong, we'll wait until the end and we'll see who's wrong.
What people need to remember is, Ryan, and I do say this all the time, everybody has their own way of doing things, and some people have no idea on how to do things. So all we're doing is showing my way, your way, and if you have another way of doing it, like your grandma's or your Aunt Betty's or anybody else, follow their way. It's whatever you like, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not telling anyone to change, you just do it your own way.
I'm a great believer in that, it is lots of personal preference and then lots of ways of doing things. If it works for you, then it's great. Some people say that some foods that I'm making sometimes say, oh, you think that's a little bit too spicy or a bit too salty? Maybe for some people, but not for others. So you make it the way you want and be happy, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. I'm always for telling people, we're only showing you, everybody has a different way. There's loads of recipes of making everything completely different.
I've just realised we haven't put the colour in there.
You haven't put the colour in.
Too busy gas bagging.
It's there.
Standard stuff. So we can incorporate the colour now. So we are using.
Which colour do you want? Are you going to use that burgundy?
Yeah, we're going to use the burgundy because we are looking for kind of like red velvet finish. So we can just add this straight to it, Mum, yeah?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
So a couple of drops, put it on a high speed for this.
If you want it really dark, the ones we did earlier were light.
I wonder what it's like if we just ripple it. I know we needed it quite dark before, yeah. So just keep squeezing until it's all gone and then it'll be ready. We're just going to get a nice dark colour, just perfect for Valentine's Day, especially if you've forgot the card, like I do sometimes. Not really, I'm always about 3 months ahead.
Right, a couple of people have just joined us, Ryan. Can you quickly remind them what you're making?
Yeah, so we've made, but we're going to still to finish, as we say, watching. We've made a layered crepe cake with some seasonal oranges, cardamom and mint, and we are now making some white chocolate fondants, which we've coloured with a nice red colour, because they're very on trend at the minute to have white chocolate and not the typical dark chocolate ones. And we've coloured them just because it's Valentine's Day in 2 days.
In 2 days, yeah.
So Valentine's Day in 2 days. So we're making some white chocolate fondants, coloured red. We're going to serve some massive bony cheese, and just be a little bit different, really. Show you that these things. Well, I should say at the end, really, but these difficult, scary recipes that fondants can be sometimes, that they're actually quite simple. So yeah, that's the aim today.
To be fair, it's quite interesting because I would never have attempted making one of those.
Yeah, the thing about the fondants is, and if Rosanna Stafford's watching, she will know that it doesn't always work out even for the professionals. And the kind of the resistance of the fondant is to keep the centre liquid. And sometimes you've got like 2 minutes over, 2 minutes under. And it's an absolute tragedy, to be honest. So let's hope that's not today.
Well, the ones we had this afternoon were great.
Yeah,
and we took a photo for evidence so that they could see.
As you can see, can we see on this camera? So the batter is quite thick, it's not split. The white chocolate's really worked for us. You've got a nice kind of ribbon texture there, a brilliant shine as well, and all good signs that the mix has come together just how we want it. So we're going to go ahead and put this into a jug. We're going to put it in some moulds, and then we're going to pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes. Now this is really, really important. We've got another spoon.
Yeah.
Please.
Do you want a big spoon? Small spoon. You have to go in that drawer there.
So it's really, really important that you test this recipe. If you're doing it for a special occasion, I would definitely test the recipe. Or the recipe makes 4, and if you're making for 2 people, because it's Valentine's Day, or if you're making it for more, try and make a double recipe if you can. Well, this recipe makes 4, and then you've got 2 testers is the point I'm getting to. And then you can take one out, and if it's slightly too early, that's great because you've got 3 more. And then
as soon as you made the mix, Ryan, as soon as you made that batter, have you got to put it in the?
No. Well, that's a great question actually. You could make this. The great thing about it is, because I've made this recipe up literally today, and it's from a base recipe that I've used for a few months now. You have to excuse me scraping on a metal bowl. It's a big no-no for me. But I just want to get these in the oven. So basically, what was the question again, Mum?
When you've made your batter, do you have to use it straight away, or could you put it in the fridge?
No,
or?
this is great. So again, chocolate fondants, people think there's loads of kind of like running around last minute. You can make these and they'll be great. And my pastry chef, he says you can keep them for a week. Now the question is, why would you keep them for a week? I don't know. And secondly,
you could keep the batter for a week.
And secondly, who is he keeping them for a week? Because he's definitely not doing that in my kitchen. So if you're watching, Mac, I'm onto you, mate. But so yeah, apparently, in
short... Would you
short...
put cling film over then if you were going to keep them in the fridge?
Yeah, I would keep them. I don't know if you can see this tray. Can we see this tray now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this tray here, I would just put some cling film over the top, just like Mum said. And I don't actually know what this last one's going to be like. It'll be a little bit short. You pass me that. A little bit of cake acrobatics. So yeah, you could keep it in the fridge for 24, 48 hours and it'll be perfect. Yeah, and also with fondant recipes, you can freeze them. You can freeze them like this.
Can you?
Yeah, I would put some parchment paper or baking paper over the top, not directly, just over the top of the moulds.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely I would keep them for about... You could freeze them and then cling film, and then you're looking at probably freezing them for up to a month easily. Yeah,
really?
And they're great. But I can't actually give you the cooking variations, so you'd have to test the recipe yourself, unfortunately. But I should imagine you're looking at about almost
if
double
they
the time.
came out of freezer, then would you have to let them come back to room temperature, or cook them from frozen?
You would cook them from frozen, and the reason is they would actually swell in the freezer a little bit, and as they defrost, like some things you pull out of the freezer, not quite the same. The structure may have changed, so cooking from frozen would be perfect, but it would just alter the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have a little look online at some other recipes that recommend freezing, maybe that would be a good guideline. So where's the best shot to get on these, just to show you? Yeah. So guys, we've got the batter mix, and as you can see, great signs of quality. The mix has come together just how we want it. So we've got a nice shine. We've got some bubbles which tell us it's nice and aerated. You'll notice as well I've left about 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres from the top, and this is just to allow for the natural rise from the air that we put in mechanically in the KitchenAid through whipping the eggs. So yeah, we cooked these before. We've got a preheated oven that we're going to pop them into. We're going to pop them in for about 10 minutes, and fingers crossed they're going to be absolutely amazing. And you're all going to make them and send pictures in. So here they go, into the oven. That's top shelf in this oven. Just going to wash my hands really quick.
Yeah, no worries. So Dale says, what a great son you have. Good thing he's hiding in the kitchen. You can be very proud to have a good looking chap.
Brilliant. Can you say Dale?
Dale. She's a lady.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Dale. Hope you're enjoying the little tutorial tonight. I know I'm enjoying myself.
Right, Ryan,
Yes.
I have used all the cream, so I've put some more cream in the bowl there and some icing sugar.
Yeah.
So we need to just get that on. Do you want me to help you get that on?
Well, I think maybe we've got it. There we go.
And there's the clean whisk over there.
Brilliant. Okay.
So I just need to get that on.
10 minutes.
What
Did we get
what
that?
temperature is the oven on?
It's on 180 Celsius, and if my mind is right, that would be 355
Right.
degrees.
So guys,
Fahrenheit.
need you to watch the time, guys. 10 minutes it took this afternoon.
2110.
So it's 21:10 they went in, was it?
Yeah.
Right. So 21:10, 21:20 we need to take them out.
So we're just
I
gonna.
worked that one out by myself.
So basically, guys, Mum's used all the cream up. We've got no cream left, so we're just whipping a little bit more. If this happens to you, you could just judge it by the size of your crepe, the pan, and how much cream you may need. Yeah. So what have you got in here, Mum? Did you put some more
I've
arm
got
test in
some
there?
arm test in there.
Okay. So
So
we.
we can put those last two pancakes on.
Okay. Are we going to trim it? You said no trimming.
When not.
Don't mess with the mum.
No, I don't think we should trim this one.
Okay.
But I think we can show them what we did before.
Are we going to put into this bad boy?
Yeah, so what we're doing is put these two pancakes on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll, and I think you can show them what you did before.
Yeah.
And then we'll get it moved.
Was it a gentleman before that said I overwhipped my cream?
Everyone says you look like Laura, your sister as well.
Like
Your
Laura.
sister comes on fire. That's Lindsay McIver. She said you look so much like Laura. And you're very clear with explaining. Not like their mother. Not like your mother. Laura's very clear with explaining.
That's good.
I have a very husky throat.
I think the key to trying to get stuff across is just to, I don't know, just to say it how you see it really. And then you guys can send questions in and stuff and ask things you don't understand. But yeah, a reflective teacher I was told I once was. Apparently that's where you just kind of like go step by step and go.
Are you going to build that up on that other side where I've sort of let it down?
Where you've messed it up on.
Where I've messed it up. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna rescue the situation.
You know what? There's a front and a back to this, Ryan. So
yeah.
facing me is the front.
So this is big.
So there's the front, guys. Which camera are you on, John?
Hold it up.
Yeah.
Hold it up again so they can see. Here's the front, guys. Sorry, I've messed it up. Turn it round, Ryan. What's the back look like?
Yeah, and this is the bit we're trying to hide. Sorry, we make mistakes, you know. Your mum gets involved every now and then, and it goes a bit wrong.
Well, we'll have to have a front and a back.
Okay. So.
You could maybe build that dint up there. Sorry. I don't know what I was doing.
So yeah, we're just gonna have like a cliff edge now on this side, which is great.
Yeah, you can put it right. There you go.
There you go. Okay, so what's the idea with this? We're not going to trim it like we did
No,
this
we're not
afternoon.
going to trim it.
So,
You're going to tell them what you did.
yeah. I don't know if, I think we just do one more layer,
Yeah?
just to get a nice flat edge.
Yeah?
So yeah, can the guys see it on here?
No.
Okay, so we're just going to show you.
This camera's decided to turn itself off.
Oh, is it? Is it turned itself off because it's the charged one? We didn't plug it in.
Can we use this
Yeah.
camera just for a minute?
Just 1 second. Yep, we can. Just so 1 second. There we go. We're here.
So as well, guys, my mum and John were talking a couple of weeks ago about what I was actually going to cook when I came on, and I said, hey, listen, why don't we just do some things that are quite simple? How are we looking on the Fondants?
We've got 5 minutes.
Okay. And I said, why don't we do something that's quite cool at the minute, quite seasonal, but easy to do as well. So, you know, these, hopefully you're slightly impressed by these. Maybe you've got some better ideas, and that's great. You know, you can incorporate, you could put some colouring in this cream, you could trim it around the edge, you can decorate it. Again, we just wanted a really nice, simple cake, some nice seasonal ingredients to show you something a little bit different that was good for pancake day as well. So that's the reason behind the choice.
Well, look, we've lost a camera because I didn't put it on charge. I plugged it in before. So, can we manage on that one, John? Yeah? So if we have a bit of a wobbly camera, it's because I'm going to have to try and move this one up and down. So that we go round.
Yeah, okay. So I think we could probably just get enough time now just to finish this cake.
Yeah, there we go.
And then we can pull the fondant out and we can
Yeah.
finish that as well. So we're not going to trim it, like I said.
Do you want to show them what you got, how you were going to trim it? What you
Yeah.
used the bowl, didn't you?
So what would be the easiest way to do it would be to find, are we on this camera now? Are we?
Yeah.
So find something that kind of just falls short of the diameter of your crepe cake. In this case, this is a little bit too big. So
Use a small white ball.
you give that a little bit of a rinse. So basically, for example, we've got a nice little bowl here, and as you can see, if you're directly above, it allows you to just have that perfect kind of shape of the crepe. And we would just take a small knife. We would take a small knife, and I'm not actually going to do it, but literally keep the knife as a stencil and just come around really, really gently, and you're going to get a nice kind of like a really nice fine edge, and that's going to add to the finished aesthetics.
And Mum doesn't want it like
No,
that.
Mum doesn't want it like that, so I'm not going to say you've ruined it. I think it's going to be beautiful, but okay, cool. So as well, I don't know if you can see this, we're going to finish the cake with the oranges. These are Spanish blood oranges, so there is in season before the Italian and Spanish ones are in season. We've marinated them with some sugar and some cardamom and some mint. You can see you keenly looking at that oven, Mum.
No, Lindsay McIver's just reminded us that we've got 3 minutes left.
Lindsay McKay, thank you very much. We're on the team. So,
Joe Chaplin says it looks lovely, the cake and the chef.
thank you very much. Okay, so just want to layer some of this orange up as well. Go mad with the syrup. Really, really seasonal oranges. The cardamom's okay as well. I'm not a big fan. If you can have some different cuisines from around the world. Sometimes and they leave the whole cardamom pods in, like braised rice and stuff. I'm not.
There you go, Ryan. Let me just tell you, they're saying Mum's always right. We don't like waste.
Wow, I have been told.
See, that would have all been, I thought that would have all been wasted, but we didn't have a problem because Maria scoffed a lot.
Yeah, there we go.
And John, he had a fair share.
So again, the visuals on this are really, really simple. Take some of the syrup as well.
They're off to Waitrose tomorrow for their oranges.
Yeah, this is just so delicious. And you don't really need any serving cream with it.
2 minutes on your fondant.
Okay. So we could, again, garnish, we could grate some white chocolate on there. Have we got any fresh mint?
Cat Riley, no, we went in at 10 past and our clock has just turned 18 minutes past, but Ryan is checking.
No, we're good. We are all good, people.
We're good, don't worry.
So
Stephanie Suckling wants to know, can we make personal appointments? I'm not sure what personal appointments she might like.
So if we just get some of the mint, we've got some spearmint here. You could use any mint, really.
We're not 10 minutes up, guys. When we put it in yours might be 10 minutes up. We went in at 10 past on our clock and we're 19 minutes past, so don't panic. Here we go. It's looking good, that, Ryan.
Yeah, so if we got John or Mum, could you get me some white
Ryan,
chocolate?
can you do a demo at Borough Market? Now, you used to write for Borough Market,
I did
didn't you?
used to write for Borough
That's
Market.
going back many years ago.
Yeah.
You used to write blogs for Borough Market.
I did used to write blogs for Borough Market. I used to be a guest chef monthly, actually, and we used to write about some seasonality, chefs
You've done loads of filming down at Borough Market.
Yeah. You wouldn't think it the way I was throwing that kitchen all around before. But
So
yeah.
Elaine Lawson says, could you add fruit between the layers? Of course you can. Absolutely, Elaine. Right.
Of course you can.
Do we want
I
to put
think
that
some
on
white chocolate on here would be amazing.
Have you got any white chocolate to grate? Yeah,
Yes,
understand.
come on.
Well, we have got white chocolate. So we're on 20 minutes now.
20
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think they are.
Ready? Right, just 1 second, guys. We are ready. Can we eat the fondant cake at room temperature and still have the molten gooey centre, or do we need to eat it while it's hot?
Yeah, because we're going to do a little bit of, you should eat it when it's hot, really.
Do we want to take those out?
They probably need 1 minute.
Right,
What we're going to do is, we will leave this over here. I think, Mum, if you could grate some white chocolate over that, that would
Right,
be absolutely
okay.
electric.
Let me see if I can round the grater.
So we'll pop that over there. And then we'll grab these fondants out. Microplane.
Microplane.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't actually use one of them. Where did you put all that chocolate?
Okay, guys. So we actually need about 1 more minute on the fondants.
Ryan, where did you put all that chocolate? Or have we used it?
Oh, it's in the cupboard. Just bear with me 1 minute, guys. So just to bring you into my world as well, guys, my mum's just got essentially the oldest grater I've ever seen in my life. I'm actually 32 years of age, and I remember having this when I was like 5. I don't know what mum's playing at.
Ryan, there's something you have
I've
to
definitely
eat.
got a birthday present in mind. Because this, wow, look at that, that is vintage. This will be on eBay shortly, going for a large sum of money. So if you do want this from, I don't know, the early 90s,
There's some memorabilia that you
late
have to
80s,
keep,
it's all
Ryan.
yours.
And it's still in working condition.
So, I'm going to be really risky here, guys. And where can we get a close-up on these?
You're on a close-up there.
Well, on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can go
Okay,
close.
so I don't know if you can see, guys. If you wobble them, you can see that it's a little bit loose here. And that's what you want. And around the edge, we've
Pull
just
them back
got...
a little bit, right? Pull them back there. Yeah,
So
perfect.
if I wobble them like that, you can kind of see they're a little bit loose, and that's what we're looking for. That's the danger zone, and you really need to be in the danger zone with this. You've got to trust yourself. I would practice this recipe if you can, but I'm trying to show you that it's quite simple. I'm going to pull one out now. If it breaks, that's fine, because we've got another 4. We'll just pop them in for another minute. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Excuse me 1 minute, Maria. So, to deal with them while they're hot, plate upside down, and then Paul Hollywood, not trying to endorse anyone, but lovely Paul Hollywood on the other side, and then we just lift this up, and we have a fondant. Mum, can we get some icing sugar, please?
Can we get some ice?
Yeah, it's going to be nice to finish, and you can see, guys, just squeeze it there, you can
You
tell
need the Turkish
that
delight,
is a liquid centre.
Where's that
So you can leave these to rest for about 3 or 4 minutes in there. They will continue to cook, but as you can see, we've got a little bit of time to play with there. So, and a fine sieve. Use this one, just have the icing sugar in before. Mum, are you trying to clean up?
No, I'm just trying to get the front ready so we can cut into this cake.
Okay. So we're just going to finish with a little bit
Is
of
this
icing
kettle
sugar.
need to be on?
This is the Turkish delight icing treat. Yeah, I need that on. You have to excuse the noise, guys. I'm just going to heat the spoon up so we can put a nice little shell on top to finish this. And that's mascarpone cheese. So the reason I use mascarpone is somebody said earlier when we were cooking this recipe, do you think it would be a little bit sweet? The answer is yeah, it will be a little bit sweet. It's a very, very luxury dessert, and I absolutely love it. Now, being a little bit playful with that comment, I like to finish things with some cheese as an actual salt content in there. Plays quite well with dessert. In this case, we've got some mascarpone, which is an Italian cheese. It works really well with sweet flavours. Also adds a little bit of savouriness, therefore taking a little bit of the, you know, the kind of the depth of the sweetness away, and a whole new dimension on the palate. So let me just get a spoon and a cup. This is where I pretend that I know this kitchen really well because I lived here for 10 years, but everything's changed on a daily basis, so I don't. That's my mum, by the way. She changes everything all the time. So yeah, as you can see, it's just sinking a little bit, and that's another good sign on top that the cold air is getting to it. It's just starting to convex, and it tells us that it's not cooked. This is one of the only times you don't want your cake batter to be cooked. I'm just heating a spoon here. Now the simple plating here, I could get very elaborate with this plating. We could start putting some purees and fruit and everything, but this is just one of those desserts. It's all about the fondant. it's all about the fondant, and you don't want to confuse that by having a big fandango of everything else going on. So a nice hot spoon, nice Rochelle on top like that.
That's great. I wondered how you did that before.
So hot spoon helps that cheese, and like I said, nice kind of off salty cheese that works well. Here we have in true sugar and crumbs colours. Where's the best colour to the camera to get close up here? John?
Yeah, probably that one.
Yep, so we've just garnished, we've got Turkish delight flavour, white chocolate fondant, and we've finished with some mascarpone cheese and Turkish delight icing sugar.
Yay! So what do you think, guys?
Just hold still.
And they had exactly 10 minutes.
Yep.
10 minutes, 180. You've seen how simple it is, guys. We could probably break one of these open. Shall we break this open?
Yeah, why not?
Would you like to do the honest one?
No, let me go Ryan.
Where's the best to get closer? You've got to see.
Probably do
the
it in front of that camera again.
Okay.
Down. There.
So guys, here is the money. Fingers crossed. There we go.
There we go.
All that liquid. As you can see, just showing off now, really.
And we had those this afternoon. They were gorgeous.
Perfect.
We had those this afternoon. That was Laura, Maria, myself, John, and Ryan, and they were gorgeous. Is that good? I'm not having another one. They were big.
Absolutely delicious. So guys, try these. Send your photos in. Nice gooey centre. Really, really simple. Perfect for Valentine's
And
Day.
they could make them with any flavour, Ryan, can't they? We use Turkish delight because you fancy that flavour tonight. But we was thinking that raspberry and white chocolate would be really nice. So we've got a gorgeous flavour called raspberry and white chocolate. Where are we, John?
Here.
Right. So come on, Brian.
Sorry, excuse me, just one.
So we've got a gorgeous flavour, raspberry and white chocolate. And I was thinking that was going to be a really nice one. I think the orange zest would be really good as well, the black cherry. So amazing flavours to give a go. So what we're going to do now is, we've had this cake, so I told you before, Mum mucked this one up, i.e. me. So Ryan...
I'm going to put it now. Wow.
So Ryan and I were arguing this afternoon because I wanted 20 layer crepes and I didn't want him to cut them, and Ryan insisted on cutting them. So then we did an icing drip on it, and the icing drip just ran right off. So of course then I had to make it one of my usual things, rustic. Okay.
Is that the only time I like to use that? Rustic's a great word. No.
So as you know, anybody who's watching, this is not a kitchen where food is going out to the general public. It's just a kitchen in my own home, okay? Anything that's here tonight that's been made has been made for Maria, John, myself, and the warehouse boys, because they always love it coming in. And usually people who are quite happy to take food off me. So if any of you see me touch my hair or touch my face, don't panic. I don't intend to give it you. But obviously when Ryan is in the kitchen at work, you know, totally professional. In fact, you've not touched your face or anything, have you?
Only 16 times. No, it's quite natural. This is just for us to eat today, so
Yeah.
a little bit more relaxed.
We can't eat this, Ryan. This is a shocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have ate so much food this weekend.
Shall we
He's
go
been
into
home
this?
for the weekend, and we of course done family days at family. We did a big family meal last night, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Breakfast this morning, then lunch, then we've had some of the offcuts of this, then we've had chocolate fondant, and then Ryan made tea, and I really can't move. So, Ryan, which one would be the first? Let's cut this one because we've covered this one up.
Yeah.
And then we'll cut this one.
Should we get light?
So are you going to do this?
Yeah.
I'm scared of cutting it.
I'm a little bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. It never gets easier, guys, you know. I still wait at the oven door waiting for my bread to rise. Macaroons, is the shell right? And am I gonna absolutely mess this up? But you just gotta get stuck in, you know.
Yeah.
Which one should we cut up?
Well, we're going to cut them both up.
This one first.
This one
This
first.
one first. Okay, so.
Wait, please.
This one up.
Yeah, now, can I just have a clean towel? Because it's good just to clean the knife
Yeah.
in between each swipe.
Do you want a clean towel or a clean dishcloth?
Clean dishcloth will be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll just wipe this in between each cut as well, guys. Should we do a really big slice?
Yeah.
Let's just lift it up a little bit there. Let's
Actually, I can understand why you said don't have 20 layers.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah. Can we do 20? No.
No.
Simple science. You can do it tomorrow when I've gone, Mum. Okay, so. I'm just going to cut that a little more evenly. Now that cloth again, please.
Yes, just so you know, this isn't my dishcloth, this is the one we use for baking. I always say have a clean cloth.
This is.
I think we should have put it in the fridge for a bit.
It's gone really soft. Yeah, we're gonna do another cut actually. This is why I'm cutting it. 'Cause I'm a professional and I know what to do.
I think we can get that one out, Ryan. Go on. I think we should have put this in the fridge to harden up. Wow, look at those layers.
So basically.
Oh my goodness, look at those layers. How nice are they? So there we go.
So and as you can see, that's the impressive side of the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mum raised a really, really important point there. We've had this out for just over an hour.
Yeah, so the cream
Now,
stuff, I think we should put that one in the
And
fridge.
going back to earlier when I said, you know, if you do want it to be a display cake while you're having a sweet buffet, you've got friends around us after dinner, and you want it out on display, put it in the fridge if you can, but if not, that's why we keep the cream nice and thick.
Yeah.
If it was soft,
Are we going to try and get this one? I'm going to put this in the fridge.
Yeah, so as you can see, you've got a nice close-up on that.
In fact, I'll leave it there for now. But
I got it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
do you want to get the next plate, Ryan? Let's do the next one.
Yeah, sure.
This one's been out of the fridge for a while now as well.
Oh, excuse me. Just trying to break Mum's kitchen before I go home. You know, if you're going to break something, you've got to do it properly.
I know, you've got a long journey home tonight, haven't you?
Okay.
Right, so we're going to do this one.
Yeah.
Now this one did get a bit of firming up in the fridge before.
I don't
Where
know
can feel
if
it
you
better.
guys remember a very popular TV program from the early 90s called The Crepe Factor, but this fruit is just like that. So.
Which camera on?
Yes,
Now this one's been in the fridge for a little while, so this is much firmer. So that just goes to show we should have put the other one in the fridge, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Bear with me 1 second. Not the easiest. I mean, it looks really good to display, but as well.
I'm trying to dodge around the fruit there, aren't
Yeah, I'm trying to push on the fruit a bit. I wonder if lifting it with this knife isn't the greatest thing.
I? There we go. And there we go. Looks good.
So again, probably made a little bit of a mess of that. This one would be the one that sat up quite well. But as well, you know, you could make the crepes. You can make chocolate crepes. You know, and you could have kind of like a nice brown and white kind of ribbon. You could put some colouring in the pancakes. You could have red crepes. You could really switch it up and personalise it and make it your own. So give it a bash.
Right, which one are we on there, John? Turn that one round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Okay then. So, guys, what do you think? Are you really pleased? Who's going to give it a go? Ryan, I've told Ryan before, lots of you guys are really good. You follow us on Facebook, you understand what we are. We're appealing to the hobby bakers who want to give something a try. There's lots of things that I want to try and I'm scared of trying. So I do love it when our guests come on and show us things, and it gives me a bit more confidence to give it a go. And I know lots of you guys have as well. So if you're a professional out there, I always say to you, close your eyes now. We don't do everything the professional way. And this is just fun in our kitchen, and this is about enjoying ourselves and maybe doing something a little bit different. So I do hope all of you give this a go. The fondant?
Yeah.
You've been scoffing this, haven't you? So the fondant. So who's saying they're going to give it a go, John?
Yep, lots of people saying they're going to give it a go.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to my son Ryan for coming along tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for having me on.
So he's my baby, look at him, he's the tallest one. So for those of you who don't know, I have 4 children. I have Wesley, I've got to get Wesley on yet. I tell Wesley he's got to come on and make red velvet cakes. So he says he will, but he's looking pretty nervous about it, but he makes really good red velvet cakes. Laura, you've already met. Laura has a twin sister, Adele, who's in Australia, and we've no chance of getting her on. She doesn't cook a thing. So there's no chance of getting Adele on, is there? No. And as I say, we booked Ryan in twice, but he does have a really very busy schedule, and he's got such a tight schedule today. He came up yesterday, stayed today, and he's now flying home to London because he's got a big thing going on tomorrow.
Yeah, big busy day tomorrow, but it's been great, and thank you for tuning in, guys. It's been amazing cooking for you, and I hope I've been of some use and showed you some new skills. And thank you for Sugar and Crumbs for having me, Mum and John, the extended team. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Super.
thank you for coming.
So, for those of you who know, we always do a Facebook Live on a Thursday, a daytime one, 11 o'clock. And I will be making blueberry free hams and raspberry free hams. So I'm going to show you how to make them. It's a really very simple recipe. I'm going to make those on Thursday, 11 o'clock. They're just something different. So it's different, no buttercream involved, just a really lovely cake made with meringue and like a meringue texture and almond. What's the grounded almonds? Ground almonds.
I don't know.
Well, anyhow, they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous, and I will tell you, it's one cake that John really loves straight out the oven. He does like those. So thank you for joining us, and I'm not sure if we've got any questions at all.
No,
Nothing?
not at the moment.
We
Just
can
lots of people saying thank you.
No, thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Good. So thank you very much, and I will see you on Thursday. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Bye.